After decades with one insurance company, some Northeast Ohio residents are switching carriers. They are upset with how their claims were handled when disaster struck. On Your Side consumer advocate Jen Strathman shows you what you need to know to make sure your home is covered when the next storm hits.
The storm lasted just minutes, but 14 months later, the images still flash through homeowners' minds.
Some of the largest hail that I've seen in my time here.
From Avon Lake to Akron, homeowners are still picking up the pieces from a May 2011 storm.
A lot of them had marks like this here. There's an indent there. You can put the tip of your finger in it.
Bruce Harold worked in heavy and residential construction for 40 years. When he saw these marks on his shingles, he filed a claim with State Farm Insurance.
And what were you hearing from State Farm?
Denial.
5 on Your Side spoke with dozens of homeowners who say roofers told them they need a new roof, but their insurance company denied it.
I had been with them for 42 years. I canceled my policies with them.
117 Northeast Ohio homeowners filed complaints with the Ohio Department of Insurance last summer over storm-related damage. We dug through those documents. Most claims were for roof repairs.
They paid us for damage to our skylight flashing, metal, but yet it didn't damage the shingles.
Jim Flanagan lives in North Ridgeville, where the highest number of claims were filed.
New roof here, new roof here, new roof here. The second one up has a new roof over there. Directly across the street has a new roof.
In this subdivision, residents mapped the homes that were approved and denied.
My biggest complaint is it's just hit and miss. You get a roof, you don't.
Jim filed a complaint with the Department of Insurance. Nearly half the complaints were from State Farm customers, which insures about a quarter of the state's homes.
I would say from a numbers perspective, just pure numbers, that the number of complaints we received related to that company is probably typical based on their market share.
Homesite and Westfield Insurance had the next highest share of complaints at 5% each.
3 of us on this street from Westfield that have been declined.
Dottie Alberto filed one of those complaints. She lives in that same North Ridgeville neighborhood as Jim, just on a different street. Dottie tells the same story of new roofs all around her.
Do we have an umbrella over our roof? It doesn't make sense to us why ours is being declined.
Westfield says its adjusters are trained and certified to spot hail damage from normal wear and tear, adding, quote, "Since we only inspect the roof of our customer, we cannot say why another homeowner's roof was replaced. There are too many reasons why this could happen to speculate." The state adds that insurance is complex, and what may seem hit or miss to consumers may not be the case.
Even if you have the same carrier, 2 neighbors can have a completely different policy. So there's a lot of factors and variables that go into it that make it very hard to understand at times.
The state looks at each case to make sure the law and insurance policy are followed, but says it rarely finds violations. But the process still helps consumers. Last year, the state recovered $11.6 million for consumers. Some homeowners hit by storm damage got new roofs or more money after the state got involved. Others didn't get any satisfaction.
We're not getting anywhere with this.
In letters, the state told homeowners that while it may seem unfair that your claim was denied, it appears to be based on findings from an independent engineering firm. Even with an expert supporting the insurance company, Dottie is still pushing forward.
We're going to turn over to an attorney.
Others are fighting on their own.
I think what they wanted me to do was just walk away. And I just didn't do that. I was very persistent.
Neil Farrell lives down the street from Dottie. His claim was denied by 2 State Farm appraisers, so he hired his own expert. That changed everything.
Obviously, they agreed with them because they paid my claim.
State Farm says it pays what it owes. Of the 20,000 claims filed in Ohio from severe storms last May, State Farm says less than 1% led to a complaint with the state. Fed up with fighting, Bruce paid for a roof out of his own pocket, afraid of what might happen during the next storm.
I've got a pretty good investment here, and I want to protect it.
The state says it looks for patterns in the complaints, but won't confirm or deny if it's investigating any company related to last year's storms. We have full statements from State Farm and Westfield on NewsNet5.com and tips to choose an insurance company and dispute your claim if there's a problem. On Your Side, Jen Strathman, News Channel 5.